Welcome to Uncle Ricky's house.
Uncle Ricky took the day off. That's right, we running the show.
Hi, I'm Uncle Ricky. I'm taking the day off. I'm gonna put this one on autopilot. So trust my electronic assistants as they take you through today's episode, The Madness of Maga. Enjoy.
They can't hide. They're going to campaign. No, they're not.
And I have been watching her for a long period of time. She's not the same person.
This wouldn't be necessary.
U.S. officials learned Houston was ground zero for the Chinese Communist Party illegally spying and stealing intellectual property from places like MD Anderson and NASA.
The Houston consulate was a hub in the den of spies, as Secretary Pompeo called it.
Republicans say the problem persists nationwide.
The espionage hasn't gone away.
Leader McCarthy blames the Biden administration for being weak on China.
Bannon was indicted in New York on charges including money laundering and conspiracy in what prosecutors describe as a year-long scheme. He was released following his arraignment and called the charges nonsense.
That's not a question that would come up before me, Congressman.
You're the head of the National Security Division, so it seems sort of on the nose.
A teenager that both men had paid to have sex with was actually, quote, underage.
I am absolutely sitting here offended and angry as hell. And I want to explain to what we always say is how we refer to each other, my good friends on the other side. By the time I'm finished, you will be clear that we are not good friends. I am not interested in moving at a snail's pace. I am not interested in a watered-down bill that mandates nothing. I'm not interested in studying Antifa. I'm not even interested in studying the Klan or sovereign citizens right now, because that is not the imminent threat that black men face on a daily basis. And right now, too often, it is law enforcement. Those who were sworn to protect and to serve. And so all we're asking today is to deal with that. I don't mind dealing with other pieces of legislation. I don't mind dealing with other issues that you all may have. And what I don't want to leave this conversation with, and why I'm speaking now instead of later, is because I don't want you all to leave here saying, well, we didn't know. We didn't know that's how you felt, Cedric. I want it to be crystal clear, and I will give you the benefit of the doubt that it is an unconscious bias that I'm hearing, because at worst it's conscious bias, and that I would hate to assume from any of the people on the other side.
Will the gentleman yield?
Sure.
I appreciate your passion. Are you suggesting that you're certain that none of us have non-white children?
It's not a question that would come up before me, Congressman.
You're the head of the National Security Division, so it seems sort of on the nose.
A teenager that both men had paid to have sex with was actually, quote, underage.
I am absolutely sitting here offended and angry as hell.
Earlier today, I spoke one-on-one with Congresswoman Green about what unfolded earlier this morning.
They got to my home so fast, and they were prepared in case the call was true.
Marjorie Greene was swatted. Not once, but 2 days in a row.
Pending. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on. So what do you plan to do about this?
Well, I find this absolutely appalling, Tucker. And you know, the whole reason why I ran for Congress in the first place is because I'm one of the Americans that are sick and tired of our government allowing the abuse of the American people. But when it comes to gender-affirming care, which is really child abuse, this is actually an assault and it's child abuse. And this practice should never happen. It's so disgusting and appalling, and it's an embarrassment to our country.
God bless the great state of Georgia. Coming out here today, let me tell you, the eyes of the entire country are fixed on the state of Georgia.
Let's go, everyone. we go. Yeah, so okay. Let's get right into this. Ted Cruz had sex apparently.
There is a new bombshell expose that alleges that Lauren Boebert worked as an unlicensed escort and allegedly had 2 abortions.
You guys are amazing. Hello, Texas. This is the America that I know and love.
And I have been watching her for a long period of time. She's not the same person.
Republicans on Capitol Hill continue to shirk any sense of responsibility or accountability for what happened on January 6th. It's all part of the former president's big lie that's not limited just to Washington. Those lawmakers, along with former president, have hammered that lie so hard and hammered it so often that it's spread beyond the Capitol and to the rest of the country. It's now basically the price for entry for statewide Republican candidates running for office in Arizona. One candidate there is even suspected of being Q, the leader of QAnon. A reminder, Arizona is where Republicans spent months conducting a so-called audit that found no proof to support the former president's false claims of a stolen election. These candidates are dug in, and some are talking to CNN's King La.
No masks in here? Another round of applause. Of course, the media's all masked up because they want to spread the fear.
This is our introduction to Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake.
The Republican candidate for governor of Arizona told a big rally on Sunday she was not going to speak even metaphorically about the size of Florida Go. My staff always says whatever you do not say balls, so I'm not gonna say it, Kari Lake said when introducing DeSantis at the Unite and Win rally at the Arizona Financial Theater in Phoenix. She tried saying instead, that guy has a backbone made of steel. But this was apparently not ballsy enough. He'll tell you what he's got, Lake then said. I don't know if you heard of this, but he's got BDE, right? She continued, though she had on many occasions said that talk of gender wrongly sexualizes children. She quickly added, he's got the same kind of BDE that President Trump has.
To blow my brains out among other acts of violence.
Do you think you know Herschel Walker? Well, think again. Listen to what his ex-wife had to say about him.
His eyes would become very evil. The guns and knives. I got into a few choking things with him. The first time he held the gun to my head, he held the gun to my temple and said he was going to blow my brains out.
Because this country was, it was on the war with a country that didn't believe in us. And right now we have leaders in Washington like Joe Biden doing venomous speeches that doesn't believe in American people. He tried to separate us. And I'm running against Senator Warnock, who's another one that says, white people gotta apologize for whiteness. America gotta apologize for whiteness. You're trying to separate people because you're looking for a vote.
Herschel Walker than you may have ever met before. You've met Herschel, the football star, on the college field, in the NFL, USFL. So we're here today to introduce 47-year-old Herschel Walker, the MMA fighter, who, according to Dr. Alan Fields, who is the chief physician for the state of Florida, their athletic commission, is 47 years old, going on 22.
Well, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way and campaign. Get out and meet the voters and talk to people.
In an exclusive interview, Republican Herschel Walker says he wants to show Georgians the contrast between him and Democratic incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock. Walker launched what his campaign calls the Unite Georgia bus tour in Emerson on Wednesday.
And that seat belongs to the people of Georgia. And it is time that we get somebody new in that seat, and that person is Herschel Walker.
Looking ahead to 2024, stop saying that.
I think we should look at election integrity measures to make sure some problems don't happen again. But if he runs for president, talking about 2020 is not what people want to hear. He likes hearing it, but people want to hear about how can you secure a broken border? How can you stop rampant crime? What can you do to get the economy back on its feet? And how can you make it safer again? How can you stop Putin from going further? What would you do with China? That's what people want to hear. And here's the good news for Republicans. Based on the performance of the Biden administration, we're in the game at a level I never dreamed of. It's not so much about people liking us. People are looking for an alternative to what's going on.
I want to ask Senator Blumenthal about his potential candidate, but it sounds like you're saying point blank, Donald Trump, please stop saying the 2020 election was overturned.
I'm telling President Trump, if you want to be president in 2024.
I'd like you to contrast that with South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham's comments last night in defense of the twice impeached former president's mishandling of classified government documents.
If there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
Oh, the entitlement. If right-wing Republicans don't get what they want, there will be riots.
And I have been watching her for a long period of time. She's not the same person.
Well, that's all, folks. God bless and peace out from Uncle Ricky's house on YouTube.